Baroque palaces, hilltop clock towers, peacocks and rose gardens, and a slide through the heart of a mountain welcome you to Graz. In just one day, you'll wander Renaissance courtyards, sip coffee beneath a palace, and end your night with Styrian comfort food in the Old Town. This is Graz at its most magical, elegant, unexpected, and full of surprises. Best time to visit Graz. The best time to visit Graz is from May to September when the weather is warm and the city's parks, rooftop cafes, and open-air museums come alive. Expect average temperatures around 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius in summer. Spring and early fall are ideal for fewer crowds, with comfortable days around 60 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. Winter is quieter and more budget-friendly, but keep in mind that some sites operate on reduced schedules. Schloss Eggenberg's interiors close entirely during the off-season, though the gardens typically remain open during the daylight hours for strolls and exterior views. Airport tips. Graz Airport, GRZ, is just 6 miles, 10 kilometers south of the city center, making arrivals quick and simple. The most convenient option is a taxi, which takes about 20 minutes and costs around 35 USD. If you're traveling light, head to Graz's main train station and take the S5 regional train directly to the airport. The ride takes just under 15 minutes and costs around 4 USD. It's quick, reliable, and well suited for a budget-friendly arrival or departure. Where to stay in Graz? For a budget-friendly stay, look near Landhaushof or around the Graz train station, where modern hotels start from 90 to 100 USD per night. It's a short tram ride to the Old Town with great access to public transport. Mid-range travelers should aim for the Innenstadt, Graz's historic core. Here, charming guesthouses and stylish boutique hotels run between 150 to 200 USD, placing you steps from major sites like the Hauptplatz and Schlossberg. For luxury, head to the City Park or Johannumring areas, where upscale hotels like the Augarten Art Hotel offer sleek designs, rooftop pools, and art-filled interiors. Expect rates from 250 USD and up for high-end comfort in walking distance to everything. How to get around Graz. Graz is compact and highly walkable, especially through the Old Town, where most sites are just minutes apart. For longer distances, trams are the easiest option, clean, frequent, and well-connected. A 24-hour transit ticket costs around 6 USD, valid on all buses and trams. If you're planning to visit places like Schloss Eggenberg or the airport, Tram Line 1 and regional trains make it simple. You can buy tickets at the machines or via the mobile app, and if you're heading uphill to Schlossberg, the funicular and glass elevator offers scenic shortcuts for about 5 to 7 USD round trip. From Baroque palaces to futuristic landmarks, the best of Graz in one day. Morning, Botanical Garden of the University of Graz. Ease into your day with a visit to the Botanical Garden of the University of Graz, one of the city's most tranquil and underrated spots. Opening at 8 a.m., it's the perfect place to begin before the main sites draw the crowds. The garden stretches over several sections, from alpine rock beds to lush forest corners, and the transitions between them feels almost like walking through different climates. Inside the guesthouses, exotic plants bloom in warm humidity, towering palms, delicate orchids, and vines spilling down from above. Outside, carefully labeled beds showcase everything from local medicinal herbs to rare succulents. You'll hear little more than rustling leaves and bird song, and in the early hours, it's not uncommon to have a whole pathway to yourself. You won't need long here, 30 to 45 minutes is enough, but the atmosphere lingers. Admission is free, and it's a quiet, grounding start that lets you shift into the rhythm of Graz before the city fully wakes. Morning, breakfast at Café and Haus. From the garden, take a short tram ride toward the Schloss Eggenberg, but before stepping into imperial grandeur, pause for a breakfast at Coffee and Haus. Tucked just outside the palace park gates, this cozy glass pavilion is part of the Spice family and blends cafe warmth with subtle wine bar charm. The atmosphere is quiet and relaxed, with natural lighting steaming in and views of the surrounding greenery. The menu keeps things simple: toasted bagels with Styrian spreads, buttery pastries, and freshly brewed coffee from local roaster Paul and Bohn. On cooler mornings, there's plenty of seating inside. In warmer months, grab a spot outside and enjoy the breeze. Most items range between 5 to 10 USD, making it a low-key but satisfying stop before diving into Graz's Baroque masterpiece. Late morning, tour the staterooms of Schloss Eggenberg. Just steps from the cafe, step into the heart of Imperial Styria with a guided tour through the staterooms of Schloss Eggenberg. This is where Baroque opulence and cosmic symbolism meet. 31 rooms per floor, 4 towers for the seasons, and the magnificent Plantensaal at its center, painted with zodiac signs and mythological scenes. The rooms are filled with original 17th century furnishings, tapestries, and painted ceilings that once impressed nobles, diplomats, and astronomers alike. The layout of the palace was designed to reflect the universe itself, an intentional fusion of architecture and astronomy. Even the number of windows and doors reflects symbolic patterns tied to the calendar year. The tour lasts about 50 minutes and is the only way to access the interiors, so it's worth planning your arrival in advance. Admission is around 18 USD, which also includes access to the palace's archaeology and art museum collections. Insider tip: arrive close to opening time to catch the soft morning light, cross the facade, and avoid tour groups. From April to October, some rooms are open seasonally, so always check in advance. Late morning, stroll the Schloss Eggenberg gardens. After the ornate interiors of the palace, step back outside and slow things down. The gardens at Schloss Eggenberg unfold in every direction, with rose-lined walkways, centuries-old trees, and quiet lawns where peacocks wander freely. There's a natural rhythm to the space, with wide-open greens, shaded corners, and sculptures hidden along the paths. It's peaceful, almost meditative, and gives you space to absorb everything you just saw inside. Benches tucked beneath chestnut trees invite you to stay a little longer, and depending on the season, you might catch the scent of blooming roses or rustling autumn leaves underfoot. The gardens also offer some of the best exterior views of the palace, especially from the eastern side, where the symmetry of the structure really shines. If you're short on time, you can visit the grounds on their own for just 2 USD, but when paired with the staterooms, it rounds out the experience perfectly. A balance of grandeur and nature, formality and calm. Afternoon, Landhaushof, Styrian Armory. Back in the city, step into one of Graz's most unexpected treasures, the Styrian Armory, or Landhaushof. This isn't your typical museum. There are no glass cases, no digital screens, just 4 floors packed wall-to-wall with over 32,000 weapons, suits of armor, cannons, and halberds. Everything is arranged just as it was centuries ago when this building stocked the region's defenses. The atmosphere is raw and authentic, more like stepping into a forgotten armory than a curated exhibit. Wooden floors creak underfoot, and the sheer volume of artifacts is both overwhelming and captivating. Look out for the full horse armor, one of only 7 still intact in the world, a rare piece of military history. Entry costs about 12 USD, or you can use the Yonnum 24-hour pass for around 17 USD, which also includes Schloss Eggenberg and Kunsthaus Graz. Lunch at El Gaucho. Just a few steps from the armory, take a well-earned break at El Gaucho, one of Graz's top spots for a quality lunch. This modern steakhouse is known for premium cuts grilled to perfection, with a menu that also features lighter options like salads, grilled vegetables, or seafood. The sleek interior combines polished wood, exposed stone, and moody lighting, creating a space that feels both upscale and relaxed. It's a great midday reset after a morning of palaces and armor. A full lunch here typically runs between 25 to 35 USD per person, depending on your appetite and your choice of wine or beer. Afternoon, Herrengasse and the Painted House. After lunch, take a walk down Herrengasse, the elegant pedestrian boulevard that runs through the heart of Graz. Lined with stylish boutiques, inviting cafes, and architectural gems from every century, this street feels like the city's living room. Always busy, always beautiful. It's a great place to feel the city's rhythm and catch a glimpse of daily life between the major sites. As you stroll, stop at Garnaltes Haus, the Painted House at number 7. Its entire exterior is covered in frescoes from the 1700s, originally vivid but now weathered by time. Despite their faded state, the scenes of gods, heroes, and mythological figures still captivate passerby and showcase Graz's tradition of open-air artistry. Afternoon, Landhaushof. Just around the corner from the painted house, step into the Landhaushof, one of the most beautiful and atmospheric courtyards in Graz. Hidden behind a stately Renaissance exterior, this was once the seat of the Styrian provincial parliament. Inside, sweeping arcaded balconies, symmetrical stone arches, and a sunlit cobblestone floor create a space that feels more Italian than Austrian. Look up to admire the finely carved stonework and flag-lined balconies. It's usually quiet, with only a handful of people passing through, which makes it a perfect spot to pause, take a few photos, and enjoy a moment of calm. Entry is free, and it only takes a few minutes to appreciate its timeless charm. Afternoon. Mausoleum of Emperor Ferdinand II. Just a short walk from the Herrengasse, the Mausoleum of Emperor Ferdinand II rises in bold contrast to the medieval buildings around it. With its turquoise dome and ornate Baroque detailing, it's one of the most eye-catching structures in the city. Step inside and you'll find the Emperor's marble tombs set beneath soaring vaulted ceilings and lavish stucco decoration, a space that feels both reverent and theatrical. Golden angels and symbolic artwork line the walls, and the acoustics give the space a hushed, almost sacred feel. It's a compact site, but the artistry and symbolism are unmistakable. Admission is around $7 or free with the Yonum 24-hour pass, making it an easy and worthwhile stop along your Old Town walk. Afternoon, St. Giles Cathedral, Grazer Dome. Right next door to the mausoleum, step inside St. Giles Cathedral, one of Graz's most overlooked architectural treasures. Built in the 15th century under Emperor Frederick III, this Gothic sanctuary is quiet, atmospheric, and beautifully detailed. Inside, you'll find soaring stone arches, gilded side altars, and a richly carved choir that draws your eye forward. Look up to take in the elegant vaulted ceilings, and don't miss the cathedral's massive pipe organ with over 5,000 pipes still used for concerts and special liturgies. Before you leave, take a look at the southern exterior wall, where a faded but haunting fresco known as the Plagues depicts the three disasters that struck Styria in 1480: locusts, the Ottoman threat, and the Black Death. Entry is free, and the cathedral's calm, reflective atmosphere makes it a moving counterpoint to the grandeur next door. Afternoon, double spiral staircase. Just a few steps behind the cathedral, hidden inside the old castle complex, you'll find the double spiral staircase, one of Graz's quiet architectural marvels. Built in the late 15th century, the twin stone staircases twist upward in opposite directions, meeting and parting like a perfectly engineered stone ribbon. It's not just beautiful, it's brilliant engineering. As you climb, you'll cross paths with others going up or down, creating an almost choreographed movement through the space. It's a small stop, taking only about 10 to 15 minutes, but it leaves a lasting impression. Entry is free, and since most visitors overlook it, you might just have it to yourself. Late afternoon, Kunsthaus Graz, friendly alien. Now it's time to shift gears, cross the river, and step into the future at Kunsthaus Graz, the city's boldest architectural statement. Nicknamed the friendly alien, its deep blue, bubble-like exterior stands out against the red rooftops like something from another world, and that's exactly the point. Designed for Graz's year as European Capital of Culture in 2003, it has since become a symbol of the city's creative spirit. Inside, you won't find a permanent collection. Instead, the museum hosts ever-changing exhibits of contemporary art, photography, and experimental design from across the globe. The layout is open and unconventional, often blending audio-visual installations with interactive elements. It's thought-provoking, at times strange, and always visually striking, the kind of place where the building is just as memorable as what's inside. Admission is around $12 or included with the Yonum 24-hour pass. Before you leave, don't miss the panoramic viewing platform at the top floor. The curved glass offers one of the most unique and artistic views of Graz you'll find anywhere. Late afternoon, Murinsel, Island on the Mur. Just steps from the Kunsthaus, take a short stroll onto the Murinsel, a futuristic island of steel and glass floating right in the middle of the Mur River. Shaped like a seashell and softly illuminated in the evening light, it links both riverbanks with pedestrian bridges that feel more like sculpture than infrastructure. Inside, there's a small cafe and open seating area, but the real draw is the setting itself. The sound of water rushing below, the curves of the structure overhead, and the city surrounding you in every direction. Pause here for a few moments to take in the scene. Access is free, and if you arrive near sunset, the reflections on the water turn this quick stop into a cinematic moment. Late afternoon, Mariahilferplatz and Church of Mariahilf. Just across the river from Murinsel, take a short walk to Mariahilferplatz, a relaxed open square that feels worlds away from the busier parts of the city. At its center stands the Church of Mariahilf, the twin towers and a richly decorated Baroque interior that's quiet, compact, and full of charm. The square is lined with benches and low-key cafes, making it a perfect place to sit for a few minutes and watch the local life unfold. Children playing, cyclists passing by, neighbors catching up on benches. You won't need long here, but it's a peaceful pause that adds just the right contrast before the energy of the evening returns. Early evening, Schlossberg ascent. As golden hour sets in, head up to the Schlossberg, the hill that watches over Graz. You can ride the funicular, glide up in the glass elevator, or take the 260-step climb, each route offering its own reward. The climb may be steep, but with every step, the view gets better. At the top, the city opens wide beneath you. Red rooftops stretch toward the horizon, church towers pierce the skyline, and the hills in the distance soften under the fading light. The noise of the streets fades, replaced by birdsong and a breeze moving through the trees. You're still in the city, but it suddenly feels far away. It's a view that captures what Graz does best, blending beauty, history, and calm into one unforgettable moment. Uhrturm and Glockenturm. While you're up on the Schlossberg, make your way to the two towers that shape the Graz skyline, the Uhrturm and the Glockenturm. The Uhrturm, with its oversized hour hand and wooden balconies, is more than just a quirky timekeeper. It's the symbol of the city's identity, proudly watching over Graz for centuries. Nearby, the Glockenturm houses the city's oldest bell, affectionately called Leisel. It weighs over 4 tons and has been ringing across the rooftop since the 16th century. As dusk sets in, the hilltop takes on a quiet magic. Streetlights begin to flicker on below, the river reflects the final shades of daylight, and everything slows down. It's one of the most timeless corners of Graz, peaceful, panoramic, and full of quiet character. Evening, Schlossberg Slide. For a quick burst of fun before dinner, skip the walk down and take the Schlossberg Slide, a 64-meter spiral that tunnels straight through the mountain. It's the tallest underground slide in the world and easily one of the most unique descents in Europe. In just a few fast seconds, you'll go from hilltop views to street level, flashing past lights and curved walls in a rush of motion and sound. It's a quick ride, but it leaves a lasting impression. Tickets cost around $7 and the slide drops you off near Schlossbergplatz, right in the center of town, perfectly timed for your final stop of the day. Dinner at Glöckl. End your day in the heart of the old town with dinner at Glöckl, a cozy, wood-paneled brewery just steps from Hauptplatz. This is where locals come for hearty Styrian comfort food and freshly brewed beer served straight from copper taps. The menu is full of Austrian classics: crispy pork schnitzel, Kassenspatzel with fried onions, rich goulash, and slow-roasted meats that pair perfectly with the house brew. The vaulted ceilings and rustic wooden interiors give it a warm alpine feel, while the outdoor seating under the arcades adds a touch of old-world charm. Dinner here typically costs around $25 to $35 per person, depending on your appetite and drink of choice. It's the kind of place where you'll want to linger, the perfect ending to a day that's been full of character, history, and unforgettable views. From grand staircases and painted facades to hilltop sunsets and underground slides, Graz delivers history with a twist of the unexpected. If you loved this day, there's even more to discover, so be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you're heading deeper into Austria, don't miss our guides to Vienna and Salzburg for more unforgettable ideas.